Hopefully it is. I am Trent Powell, and I'm joined by one of my hosts, Tobias Powell. I think Marvel is doing their panel on Saturday. I think it's when they usually do it, and who knows what they're going to announce. Did you hear about the drone light show that they did for Fantastic Four, like at Comic-Con?
No, I did not.
Oh, so they did like this. Like you've seen like the drone light shows. They pretty much paint pictures in the sky with drones. But they did one for Galactus. Well, I think they did like a big four, like the Fantastic Four, and then they did Galactus, which was interesting. So I don't know if they're I guess they're teasing that. For Fantastic Four.
I did see that Galactus thing. Yeah.
So that was
interesting.
Anyways, I think they'll probably bring the cast of Fantastic Four out for the panel tomorrow, which, we all can't wait to see Pedro Pascal as the smartest man alive.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know.
We talk about he's my Mr. Fantastic.
What's that?
He's my Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. It's about you are lagging a little bit. I wonder why it's doing that again.
It was working when I had it pulled up.
Okay.
So that's good.
The audio sounds fine. It's just the video.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not really anything I can do about it. I mean, it's just all on our Wi-Fi, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear everything.
All right, that's all right. We'll just keep on rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second. Okay. So, I don't know. There's not been I don't think there's been a whole lot of other news coming out of Comic-Con. Denis Villeneuve, I can't say his last name. The Dune director, he announced that his next big project, which I think he was teasing, like he's gonna do another movie in 2026, and he announced officially that it's gonna be Dune 3. So Dune Prophecy.
Okay.
Dune Messiah. No,
Messiah.
Prophecy. Yeah, it's Messiah.
Yeah.
Prophecy's the TV show, I think. But yeah, anyway, so he's doing the third Dune next, which would be interesting. I kind of wish they would have waited a couple more years for Timothée Chalamet to grow up a little bit. Granted, he's like an adult.
I don't think he ever will.
I don't think he ever will. kind of like Tom Holland.
20 years
just,
before he looks 30.
True.
Well, you read the book, didn't you?
I've read the first Dune. I haven't. I had started Dune Messiah, and I just haven't gotten around to finishing it. So I really want to.
Yeah.
Have you read any of the books?
I've listened to the first 2 audiobooks, and I'm on the third one right now.
Oh, sweet.
But he's significantly older in the second book.
Right.
So I wonder if they'll have to do some special effects the entire movie to age him or something.
Yeah, they might.
It'll be interesting to see what they do.
It will be interesting. Because even
they were already,
or even for Dune Part 2, he was supposed to be a lot older because there was a big time gap between Part 1 and Part 2, like in the book. So they might just keep him kind of young, and
they're already drifting from the books anyway. So
and then you have
I don't think they'll stop.
Shawnee. She they completely changed her character.
Shawnee.
Yeah, they gave her in the movies a big story, and in the book you barely see her at all.
Yeah, she's kind of I wouldn't say, I mean, she's a side character somewhat, but not. Yeah, I guess she doesn't drive the plot in the book, but they had to focus a bunch on her in the movie, which left to itself, without the book, it's not terrible. But then again, I still don't like how Dune 2 ended, with her just not accepting that he's the Messiah or the
Izat Hadrat.
Izat Hadrat. And then going off on her own.
Yeah.
So it's granted she was kind of wronged by him, so I get what they're doing, and we'll see. I think the first two Dune movies are pretty incredible for the most part. They look stunning visually, and it's a good story. So I'm curious to see what they do with Dune Messiah.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, besides that, oh, well, I think Star Wars had some announcements at Comic-Con, and it turns out that they're going to release some more books on the characters that we all love from The Acolyte.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
Apparently,
Why not?
two of the characters that they killed off on the show that were really not in it that much, they're getting their own stories and comic books and whatever. And
is one of them Daphne?
Daphne
What's her
King.
last name?
Yeah, Daphne King.
Is that one of?
Yep. Yeah.
Three hole punch Daphne.
3 Hole Punch Daphne. Yeah. What's her character's name? I don't even know. Forgettable. So I have no idea.
Who knows? Yeah.
So there's that. And the guy that thought that Anakin blew up the Death Star, he's also getting a book. So
Oh, yeah.
there's that. Sorry, I had to bring it back light. This is the last time, I promise.
Yeah. Yeah, you keep making me make these false promises on our show notes.
Yeah, I know.
I promise we won't talk
We won't
about
do
Acolyte anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of sequel stuff happening.
Yep.
Like I Am Legend 2.
Is there more
they're going
news
to
on
start filming that pretty soon. Yeah, they're going to start filming soon. And Keanu Reeves shared some updates about Constantine 2. I guess they're making a sequel for that.
I've never seen the first one.
Official.
I don't think.
No, I haven't either.
That was Keanu Reeves? He did the first one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So more sequels. They're just digging up what they can.
Yep.
Scream 7 is they're filming
Oh, really?
I'm slated out, and
There's been 7 Screams.
yeah.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this one has a lot of controversy because a lot of people, well, a couple people got fired. Or I think one got fired and the other one quit because the other got fired.
Hmm.
It was all about the Israel
Oh,
Hamas stuff.
of course.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's opinions on that, and then
Careful what you say, we might get kicked off YouTube.
One of the main girls, yeah, one of the main girls from the 6 movie got fired for
our
it.
first YouTube stream.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. There was a lot of things I was wanting to say and talk about that I was like, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Not
What's
a
her
lot.
name?
Anyway, sorry.
What's her name? That's
Jenna Ortega.
Wednesday and Beetlejuice.
Jenna
yeah,
Ortega,
Jenna Ortega. She's the one that quit because the other girl got
really?
fired.
Of course.
So neither of them are returning. And the one girl was like one of the main characters of the 6th movie, so they're just going a different direction, I guess. But...
Have you seen all the Scream movies?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I watched them all last year.
Nice. I think I've seen like one of them.
The first 3 were pretty decent. Then what do you call them? Like the Legacy trilogy.
Yeah.
That they're doing with everything is
every franchise.
it's not as good.
Never is.
Was that just like a
Yeah.
an origin trilogy?
Yeah.
Can
basically.
you do a Legacy sequel and make it good? Like I'm genuinely curious. Like, could they have made Indiana Jones 5?
It's never been done.
It's not like I don't think so. I mean, it's
Well,
like
even
genuinely
4 was a
or like
legacy.
I wouldn't say good. Like there are some that are good, but not on the level of the original.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, I wonder how you could. I
Not
mean,
even close. So
the problem is you have to rely so much on nostalgia. You have to rely on reaching the level that the original had by appealing to the original, and in turn not being original. Like, you can't be original in these
yeah,
because you're telling sometimes the same story, just repurposed for modern audiences.
yeah. Well, usually what drives them to do these legacy trilogies is, well, money for one,
Well,
because they
yeah, oh,
know
of
they
course,
can, if they bring back these characters. So
attach the
that's like
name
their
to it.
driving factor. So they're not. So what they want to do is really revamp the same story, and that's not really what people want. They want a new story, and or they go too far with a new story and they just like ruin the original characters, and
Right,
yeah, never works out.
it doesn't. Which, yeah, which is interesting. And yeah, it is a cash grab. It's a way to make
Yeah,
money. You use the same name, same title, same characters, bring back the actors, and package it all together and say, "Here you go." And they forget how to tell actually a good story, or they forget how to capture the magic of the original. Indiana
yeah.
Jones, even Star Wars. Um, I think we're gonna experience that with Marvel once we get like another 10 years down the road, when they are like, okay, let's bring back an 60 or 70-year-old Robert Downey Jr. Let's bring back, um,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, Chris
I don't know. I mean, the
Evans
guys
and
are, yeah, I don't know, like Chris Hemsworth,
Chris Evans
Chris
always willing
Evans.
to come for anything.
Well, yeah, yeah, okay. Well, we won't say anything right now, but um, yeah. So I don't know. It's what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I Am Legend 2 starting filming. Michael B. Jordan is doing that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be him and Will Smith.
that's so interesting. It's funny they're
Yeah.
using the alternative ending of the first movie in order to make a sequel.
I know.
So,
I know. Will
okay.
Smith couldn't just hand the reins over to Michael B. Jordan.
Right,
He's like, no,
yeah.
I want to be in it.
Well, I bet you Will Smith's character is going to die in this one, and he will pass the reins on. I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Maybe they'll do an alternate ending for this one
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Maybe in the alternate ending he will die.
Right. Maybe.
Do a little bait and switch. I don't know. What else? Not a whole lot of.
Yeah, not a whole
Everything's
lot.
just overshadowed by Deadpool
Mm-hmm.
and Wolverine,
Yep.
especially with just all the stuff that's in the movie, and
Pretty much.
yeah.
So what do we
We're
want
just
to
hyped
do?
about that for sure.
Do we want to do no spoilers here? And if you want to hear our spoiler review, you have to give us money and support us on Patreon.
Well, we can just talk about it a little bit here.
Yeah,
It's definitely spoiler free,
yeah.
and but yeah, like just
What were your
yeah, we'll
guys'
talk
thoughts?
about it a little bit, but
Overall thoughts.
that's too much. Trent.
What too much?
We
What
can't
else?
dive
What are we gonna say
we
about
can't
it?
dive into a review of the movie.
You can
So
say a
what-
few things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
say a
is
few
what has
things.
been out there that like people aren't like, I don't know. What's like
Like
what
everyone,
does people know about the movie? Do you know?
What do you mean? Like about the story?
Like who's in it, like story,
Yeah, I mean,
like has there been like what are people thinking? Like what are the ratings and
yeah.
stuff?
So the
Things like that.
early reviews came in and they were mostly positive. The only negative comments were related to the story and the plot. It was, a little convoluted, a lot going on. It relies a lot on, fan service and whatnot,
Oh, for
but not
sure.
in
Yeah, a
a
lot
not
of fan
necessarily as a
service.
negative way. Is in like that's what you're expecting with this movie. So going into it, you're not going to get this Shakespearean story plot, you're going to get a superhero movie with starring Deadpool Wolverine, going through the multiverse and making crude jokes. I mean, and with some semblance of a
even
plot.
some people were complaining. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, well, some people were complaining about too many, I don't know if we can say that word on here. Any penis jokes?
I mean,
It's
I think there were more.
humor,
Yeah.
it's
there were more.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Respect.
I think there was more anal jokes than.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it's a rated. It's rated R. It's crude. Don't take your kids to see it. Probably most people.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and suggest it necessarily because it is crude and inappropriate. And yeah, it's
there's definitely
Ryan Reynolds. We've talked about this before, you know, as far as Deadpool being a role model and not being a role model, and not something that we should glorify in any way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wolverine.
There's definitely.
You have Wolverine.
I think more.
He draws a lot more. What?
Nothing. You just keep cutting me off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
You just choose to. No,
I think it's a little delayed.
It's fine.
It's like a little delayed, and I'm like, okay, you go
ahead. Okay. I was just saying that I think some of the crude jokes were a little more excessive in this one than than his other ones, I guess. I mean, the first one was just terrible, but the second one, I don't think had quite as many crude jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a lot of the what do you call it, the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Like, I think he just wanted to have crude jokes with him.
Pretty much.
And that just kind of thrived those have those be so heavily present in this movie.
Exactly. That seemed to be the case. Yeah. Because a lot of the other reviews were, I think it's mostly positive. You know, this is a love letter to the Fox universe, Fox characters, and it does good service to those stories, to those movies. You know, if you have to be probably a fan of a lot of the early 2000s superhero movies to really understand this or get a lot of the jokes and the cameos and whatnot. So.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to just? I don't know. There's not a whole lot else to talk about.
No,
without spoiling.
I mean, well, yeah, like box office, it's made I think already like $100 million globally.
Oh yeah, box office was really good,
which is wild. It had I think 38 or 40 million preview showings on Thursday, so that's pretty significant. I think it's the highest for a rated R movie. And
crazy because there's no one at the theater.
Yeah, there's like 12 people.
Seriously?
There.
Oh.
Yeah, it was very.
Not only was,
I mean, we went kind of late, and it was on a Thursday.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the IMAX.
Yeah, we just saw it on a regular screen. And...
Okay. Yeah, not only was my theater room full, like there was not a single seat open, but the whole theater, like I had to park over in the other parking lot. The concessions, I stood in line for like 20 minutes. Maybe it was probably like,
wow.
Well, yeah, it was like 25 minutes, I think, because I almost missed or almost got there late, but they have 30 minutes of trailers, so I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I got my tickets like 2 months ago, whenever they
yeah,
went on film for sale.
And they announced it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, not much more to say about it. I don't think.
Yeah. There's really not much else we can say.
Yeah.
The record that they did break, though, we should say is it's not adjusted for inflation, which I think
Right.
makes a big change.
True.
And I think they should just change to counting how many people went to see it, not the money, because if you just want to know like what movie's doing better than other movies,
Yeah.
because yeah,
it's kind of best to judge it though based on the last couple of years, just where we're at for
oh
you know,
yeah,
for
yeah,
2024.
for sure.
Yes, it's making a lot of money and will make a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, and that was just the first day, so that's pretty crazy.
yeah, it was
Free screenings technically.
right.
So wasn't today the official release?
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. Today's the
So it's
official release
the
day.
weekend. We still haven't made it through the opening weekend yet.
Yeah,
It'll be big, I presume.
yeah,
I think so. I think so.
yeah. I mean, kind of like we said, everything else is just getting everything's getting overshadowed by that, and
pretty much.
pretty much the only news.
Oh, do you? Oh, I don't know if I ever asked you this. Do you watch Cobra Kai? Have you watched Cobra Kai? Either of
No.
you?
Oh yeah, I have.
Okay.
My
nice.
wife and I love Cobra Kai.
Awesome. I actually haven't watched it, but I've heard good things about it. I want to watch it.
That's fine.
That's on my list
really
of things to watch.
Yeah.
So have you been watching the newest season, BJ?
Is it releasing? Is it like out right now?
Yeah. So what they're doing is
They're making it?
they're releasing the final season in 3 parts. So they released like the first 5 episodes, I think, already, and then sometime either at the end of the year or next year they're going to release another 5 episodes, and then the last 5. So it's kind of like a.
I didn't know that it was out yet.
Well, there you go.
I just heard like rumors about it. It's on Netflix, and you know we leech Netflix off my parents, and when they announced that I don't know, the household sharing stuff,
Oh yeah,
we like can't watch it anymore. Any Netflix stuff. Whenever they come down and visit, it like resets for a few weeks. So like I hammer out all the shows we can.
Nice.
On the we barely watch shows anymore, but didn't they also say or they started filming Stranger Things 5?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
I think they started filming that.
They did, yeah.
And that picture of those 2 guys, I can't remember their characters' names or the actors' names, but see that picture of them holding hands walking around.
Who? What?
I saw it like 10 times on my freaking feed.
Oh, I don't think I saw that. Wait, which characters?
So annoying. Dustin. And
and Mike.
Yeah.
Oh.
They had them holding hands.
It wasn't even on set. They were just out in public holding hands as friends.
Okay. That's
weird. And all the comments were like, "Oh, it's so amazing to see friends holding hands like that."
Ew.
Yeah, it's not. Okay.
A little more friendly.
Yeah. A little too friendly. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I think there was a picture of Vecna that was released. There was like a bunch of pictures, I think. Because didn't Vecna survive the end of the season? Or I don't even remember what happened at the end of season 4.
It was so long ago.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Don't watch this again.
Yeah.
I remember Max. Didn't she almost die and came back alive or something weird? No, she died.
Yeah. No, I don't think she died. Did she?
I think she died.
No, because I think she's in this season coming up.
Well, she died, like in the same way every other character's died, and she's somehow going to be alive.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Except for Samwise. He did.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and Barb.
She real dead.
Oh, Barb.
She dead.
Yeah, they didn't take any time or waste any time killing her off.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And you guys have anything else?
No, like I said, it's just all. Oh, were there any trailers that you saw in the theater that you liked?
Trailers. They have that border.
You said you missed some, right?
No, I actually did see all the trailers.
Late to the theater.
Yeah, I did make I think most of the trailers, but I've also been to the theater recently. Oh, Mufasa, the Lion King sequel. I don't think I had actually ever watched the trailer all the way through. I was going to, and I didn't. So I watched it for the first time yesterday. It looks so bad. I'm sorry. Like it just looks like a cartoon almost, and the CGI is just way overdone, and it looks like just lifeless, like the first one. And I think they're expecting it to be another $1 billion movie, but I don't think anyone's really going to see it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't know why they would even think to do that. I don't know why they think a lot of the things they do, but
I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's another cash grab, but it's one that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And then what else? I don't think there's any others that really stood out.
I'm trying to remember the previews.
Yeah.
There's the Beetlejuice one. That's the sequel. The original.
Beetlejuice.
Is it the same actors and everything?
Yeah, so it's
yes, and actors. A lot of them are returning.
Even Winona Ryder.
Yep, she's in there.
Yep, she's coming back.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
It is a fun one. And then speaking of Jenna Ortega, she came or was cast as, I think, Winona Ryder's daughter, I believe.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's Winona Ryder's daughter.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have.
There's.
Right. What was that?
Go ahead.
Well, yeah, you have Cobra Kai. That's a show that is out. The Acolyte finished, and then House of the Dragon. We haven't talked about Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon at all, because we don't watch it. And
yeah.
Yeah. What about you, BJ? Do you know much? Have you watched it or know much about it?
I don't know any Game of Thrones lore, nothing. Okay. I've never seen it.
It's okay. You're better for it. Neither have I. I never watched it. I've never had really a desire to watch it. It's obviously based off of a best-selling book series written by George R. Martin. He was and he wrote the series inspired by Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings. However, he was inspired by it, but did so in such a way where he took kind of the concepts of Middle Earth and made his own world, about with dragons and kings and different kingdoms and family rivalries and such. And he wrote this story inspired by Lord of the Rings, but without the heart of Lord of the Rings, or without the heart of Middle Earth and the magic of those books. And he did so also through a very, a godless worldview, but a very nihilistic moral ambiguity worldview where there is really no clear good and evil. The characters in the books and in the show, they really pretty much all of them lack a moral compass in any way, and it's intentionally written that way. So you'll have one, from what I know, you'll have one character who you think is a good guy, they turn bad, they do something awful. You have people that are innocent and good that have wrong done to them, which that's not necessarily bad storytelling, but well, okay, I don't know what I was going with that. You have wicked people who you're supposed to sympathize with, but are still wicked and do terrible things, and there's just there's no clear morality in the world, and that's intentionally written into the story. It's also just violence for violence sake. It's crude. It's essentially pornography. You have nudity of all sorts throughout the show, and
there's incest in there.
Lots of incest, lots of rape, and all sorts of wicked things sprung throughout the show. And you had 8 seasons of Game of Thrones, and of course the 8th season was, from all fans' accounts, it was awful, and he didn't know how to conclude they didn't know how to conclude the show, and it made a lot of fans really mad, and turned them off. And then they made House of the Dragon, which House of the Dragon is a prequel based off of some books. It's a prequel to the Game of Thrones, and that has been very, very popular for Game of Thrones fans. And I think it's brought a lot of fans that were turned off by season 8 back, and it's basically a lot of the same stuff. But it's trying to build on the story or trying to add to the story from a prequel standpoint. And anyways, not much more to say about that. It's just not a good show, not one I would ever recommend, even if you were to filter it and take out all the nudity and whatnot. It's just not a good story, and it's told from a very godless.
It's like a show. It's like, you take all the nudity out. It's like this other popular show called Breaking Bad. Some people have heard of it, where it's just all nihilistic and lovers of destruction and evil.
Yeah, it glorifies destruction and evil. And I'm sure it's obviously entertaining because it's drawn the masses. House of the Dragon has been one of probably the most popular shows in recent years, and they have a lot of fans, a lot of people that tune in and watch it and follow the show just as they follow Game of Thrones. And it's done in the guise of entertainment and enjoyment, and people do find entertainment. And I'm sure there's interesting aspects of the show, things that could be done well. I definitely believe you have a whole just political rivalries between all these different houses and families that I'm sure is probably well written. I think from a narrative standpoint, but you have still that moral ambiguity, and that you don't have a sense of what's good and what's evil in the show. And so anyways, I just wanted to bring that up. It's probably the only time we'll really bring that up, just in case anyone was wondering.
No, for sure. We haven't talked about it, so it's a good thing to bring up and give our reasons why we don't watch it and why it's not worth watching.
Exactly.
Even with hype. We don't watch everything that has hype, because not everything with hype is actually good, because if you don't know it, there's actually a lot of evil people in the world, and evil people like evil things, and sometimes their flesh likes evil, uh, glorifying content.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, we one thing that we say a lot and want to continue to say is we want to help people discern what to watch and what not to watch, and how to consume content, how to consume stories, because stories matter. Stories are potent, and they move us, they change us, they inspire us, and we want stories that inspire us towards goodness, truth, and beauty, and inspire us to love and enjoy the world that God has created. And story is a way to do that, because God is a storyteller. He's the greatest storyteller, and he tells stories every day in our lives. And when we watch stories, when we read stories, when we watch stories and read stories, they help us as we live our stories, and as we learn what kind of characters we are, and what character we are in any given moment, in any given situation. And yeah, and oftentimes we need to point out stories that are not worth consuming and indulging in, and there's been a lot of that lately. So that's Hollywood for you.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really got a whole lot more. Our next show that we're gonna, at least I'm probably gonna watch, is Rings of Power. I don't want to. I actually need to watch the first season. I probably won't make it through the first season, to be honest. I think as much as I like Star Wars,
that sounds like a long waste of time.
I know. As much as I like Star Wars, I Lord of the Rings is probably higher on my list of favorite franchises. Mostly from the book standpoint. I love the movies too, of course, but the books I hold very dear. And when Amazon spends $1 billion to make a garbage heap, I not necessarily something I'm very happy about, because I appreciate J.R.R. Tolkien more than I appreciate George Lucas. George Lucas is great. I love what he created, and I love that franchise, but Lord of the Rings I hold a little more dear, a little closer, and I don't want people messing with it. So
yeah,
we'll see
for sure
how that goes. But I would like to do what I did with the Acolyte and kind of expose and point out why Rings of Power is not good. And maybe season 2 will be good. I'm not gonna prejudge it, but likely not. So
if you get through the whole first season, maybe you could do a mini review or a review of the first season. I will in preparation for the second season. And
it's a good idea.
Yeah. Is that it for you, Trent?
I think that's it for me. Yeah.
You got anything else, BJ?
I got nothing.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for tuning in and listening to our podcast this week. And as always, we enjoy doing this and enjoy having you guys here to hear what we have to say about movies and talk about the good and bad in Hollywood. And we're very grateful that BJ was able to join us this week. And
wait, before we go,
first guest speaker. Yeah.
Let's, since we've only doing this for 40 minutes. Let me ask a question just for us to answer, just a fun question.
Yeah.
So it's we're for movie reviews this week. We're reviewing Pig, Nicolas Cage movie.
Yep.
So what is your guys'?
So for listeners, that'll come out
2 weeks,
week and a half after this.
Yep. So Tobiah, what is, and BJ, what's your favorite Nicolas Cage movie? If you have one.
Wish I watched more.
Yeah.
Like was it in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where Andy Samberg's
Oh
talking about
yeah.
watching
Yeah.
every Nicolas Cage movie.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got so much range. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the SNL
I
skits
haven't
where
watched it.
Andy Samberg does Nicolas Cage impressions?
No,
Oh,
no, that sounds
you
great.
have to watch those. It's high praise. Getting the cage with Cage.
Pig and National Treasure would probably be my favorites.
National Treasure is like
good.
the most.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess of course Pig is.
How
I
about
say besides Pig, so National Treasure.
Yeah.
Have you seen Face Off?
Yeah, I have not.
You haven't seen Face Off? You guys.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
How about his cameo in The Flash?
Yeah.
That was
Superman.
Yeah, The Flash is my favorite Nicolas Cage movie.
Yes.
Is he Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With long hair and
he's doing probably one of my favorite roles is his Spider Noir in Across the Spider-Verse. And he's doing his a TV show of that. So that'll be interesting.
He is doing a show. Yeah.
I didn't know he was in the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, he's the Spider-Man Noir, the black and white one.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, and he's doing his own show, like just called Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah.
Noir.
That'd be cool.
Noir. Yeah.
What's that movie? There's one of his older movies that I've seen that a little weird but decent. The one the Impossible Weight of Massive Talent. That one is funny.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
The more recent ones.
Yeah,
I've liked a lot of his recent films. Well, okay, I take that.
Yeah,
There's a couple that I haven't watched that I want to watch, but like he had a movie.
He's got one
called
he's
Long
got
Legs.
multiple that comes out every year.
Yeah,
so
he does. It's
hard to keep up with Nicolas Cage,
right? And he's doing these really like obscure, low budget films like Pig and Long Legs, which I talked about I think last week, that horror movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm here for it. I think I like him in those roles. It gives him more opportunity to play different characters and kind of work shows his range and his acting.
Yeah.
And it's just not just his crazy Nicolas Cage mannerisms all the time.
For sure.
I want to watch.
What was the movie that
Lord of War? But anyways.
Yeah. What was the movie you were telling us about before we had signed on? You said it's like Napoleon Dynamite.
This is a great way to finish. Okay. So Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, they're made by the same guys, right?
Really? I didn't know that.
I'm pretty certain they are. At least that's what someone recently told me. At least the creators of Napoleon Dynamite, whether or not they did Nacho Libre is kind of irrelevant. But the guys who made Napoleon Dynamite made this movie called Gentlemen Broncos. Have you heard of this?
No.
Okay. Nope.
It's a movie that very much makes fun of homeschool sci-fi nerds. It's about this kid who writes a sci-fi novel who enters it in this like sci-fi camp and this allows a famous sci-fi author to read it in order to hopefully publish it. And the sci-fi guy, the writer, he's not doing well in his career. He's kind of hit a crossroad, or he's hit a brick wall as far as writing. He's not able to finish his book, and so he picks up this kid's script that he's supposed to be reading at the space or sci-fi camp, and he reads it and just is compelled by it, by the concept and the plot. And so he takes it, changes the names of the characters, and uses the kid's book story for his story, puts his name on it. And so the whole movie is about this kid trying to get his script back and show that his script was stolen and so forth and whatever, and goes through all these crazy just runs into all kinds of crazy things and deals with weird people, and it's so hilarious. I mean, it's on the same level as Napoleon Dynamite, but I'd say taken up another level as far as ridiculousness.
Yeah,
and just humor, and it's fun.
That's great.
You should definitely watch it.
Interesting.
So because I had never heard of it, and a friend of mine told me about it, and I watched it with them, and it was a treat. So, Gentlemen Broncos.
That's cool.
That's
interesting.
Could not believe it existed, and I never heard of it.
So, yeah, that's crazy.
So, anyways, I wonder if those guys have done other movies, but I don't know.
So, are they like the people that made Napoleon Dynamite? Did they direct it or just produce?
Well, so Jared Hess, I think he's the director of Napoleon Dynamite. Yep. Okay. Yep. Oh, so it's the director. So Jared Hess directed Napoleon Dynamite, Gentlemen Broncos, and Nacho Libre, and apparently he directed a short film in 2022, 97 or 95.
That's it.
Oh no! Wait. Oh no, he's had a bunch of others. Okay.
And if you do Nacho Libre,
he's done a lot of TV shows. He's done a lot of TV shows mostly. I think those are his only movies.
Okay.
Yeah, TV shows and short films, and a couple music videos. So, anyways, I don't think he's done anything crazy as of. Oh, Thelma the Unicorn. Oh, he's doing an animated film. Oh, that's for Netflix. Okay. So he's directing an animated film for Netflix. And yeah, that's. Oh, no way. So apparently he's directing the Minecraft movie.
Oh my gosh.
With Jack Black.
Movie?
With Chris Pratt. Oh, isn't Chris Pratt in that too?
I don't know.
Just Jack Black.
I think it's just Jack Black. I don't know.
It's live action.
It's
live action.
Live action.
No way.
I think Jack Black is playing Steve. Or whoever the main guy is.
Yeah, it's Steve. That's funny.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's going to be
that's what we all wanted.
Great director to direct the live action Minecraft movie.
Hey, might be here for it.
We'll see. That's funny.
That is. Cool.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's about it.
Yeah. All right. Ready to close out?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, as I was saying earlier, we thank you guys for listening. And we're going to do our review, and then we're going to do a mini review of. I shouldn't say mini review. We're going to do a review of Deadpool and Wolverine. So if you want to get all the details and just all our thoughts on the movie and all that, we have BJ here to review that with us, and
we're excited to do it.
We're very excited for that. It'll be fun. And so you want to hear that and just hear our thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine and what you can expect when you go to see it, if you do see it.
Yep.
We always appreciate any support on our Patreon and just a cup of coffee to support us and keep us doing this every week. And we love doing it, and we love providing an opportunity for you guys to dive into movies with us and in this passion of ours. And I've been holding this off to announce it, but I think I'm going to announce it.
Okay.
So we are officially making a show.
Yes.
We're making a TV show, and we're going to release it on our Patreon only.
Yes.
And it's going to be a 7-episode first season, and Trent and I are co-writing it, and we're very, very excited to get that started up. And that's probably about all I'm going to say about it right now, and you guys can just continue listening in for more updates on that. But yeah, we've been working on that for a while and ran into some hurdles just because of the type of content we're making. So, but we've kind of gotten over them, and we're looking to start shooting in August. So we are moving forward in that, and we're very excited about it. And
definitely.
Yeah. So you guys can look forward to that as well. And that'll be on our Patreon. And yeah. Thank you guys as always, and we will look forward to next week. And we got our review of Pig this week. And well, that'll be the following week. This week you guys are getting Shawshank Redemption.
Yes.
And yeah. All cool stuff. We're always happy to be doing all this and really enjoy it. So remember, glorify God and watch good movies. We're out.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.